So I'm currently prepping some raw vegan teriyaki burgers for a retreat that I'm hosting next weekend. Maybe the retreat will have already happened by the time you watch this video. But I thought maybe it would be kind of fun to just talk while I do it. I think I feel excited to talk about how much I love raw food. I don't exclusively eat raw food. I like other things too. I kind of think of it like, you know, if you're an Italian chef, you get a chef at an Italian restaurant, you might also really like to go for Mexican on the weekends. You don't have to exclusively choose one or the other. I think we get really stuck in our heads that we have to choose these labels. I'm a raw vegan, or I'm a vegan, or I'm a vegetarian, or I'm a carnivore, or whatever the heck you are. But what if we just like ate the foods that we loved and we didn't box ourselves in to having it have to be a certain type of way? And the other thing I kind of felt excited to talk about, this is just stream of conscious. So you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. But the other thing I felt to talk about is how much I love to eat foods that make me feel good. So I think another thing that we do is we get really tripped up feeling like we're missing out on old favorites that we used to love, Doritos, Oreos, I don't know, whatever we used to love, McDonald's. And I think it's kind of a silly way to look at it because it's like as if a person who has elevated their awareness or elevated their way of living, their lifestyle, were to say, man, I really wish that I still had that old junker car. I wish I had that car that was 20 years old and breaking down and having all kinds of sort of issues instead of this brand new, you know, whatever cool car that you have or just nice new car. It's like I don't eat these foods and constantly think about how I'm depriving myself of things that I feel are less than. I think about how much I love myself, how much I respect myself, and how much I deserve the best of the best. Again, not just with food, but a car or a home or a relationship or anything. And so I think that's a really, a much more exciting way to think about it instead of thinking, oh, I can't have all these things that I used to love. Wow, I love and respect myself so much. I have such high standards for what I deserve that I'm going to give myself the best of the best. And of course, I'm not above, you know, McDonald's. I'm not above driving a 25-year-old car that's falling apart. It's not about that. It's just I have so much love and self-respect for myself that every chance that I get, every opportunity I have to make the best choice, I want to make the best choice. I want to buy the best clothing for myself. I want to hang out with the best people that I can surround myself with because I don't deserve to be treated like crap from other people. I deserve to be respected and loved and to be in relationships with people who respect me and love me. And that's how I think about food.
If you're interested in learning how Olivia prepares some of the raw vegan gourmet dishes in this video and so many others, we've created the Raw Recipe Favorites course, which includes over 100 of Olivia's best raw vegan dishes, featuring everything from smoothies and juices to salads, dressings, wraps, burgers, and desserts. If you want to learn how to begin, improve, and ultimately master the art of raw food, check out the link for this course in our description.
These, like I said before, are my mushroom teriyaki burgers, which are so delicious. Right, Wes?
Oh yeah, they're one of my favorites.
They are, I think, for the longest time, my favorite burger was a chili burger that I still really like. But then I made these. And now the chili burger has been dethroned. I still really like my chili burger, my raw vegan chili burger, but these are just too freaking good. And they're so easy. So maybe a cool example or a way to look at it is like this. So sometimes I imagine God, however you imagine God, if you imagine God. Try to imagine God right now. Sometimes I imagine God in all God's godness, God's self-awareness, God's knowing who God is, were to come down to earth and to be presented with two buffets. One buffet was loaded up with McDonald's and, you know, cotton candy. Why did cotton candy come to my mind? Doritos and cotton candy and McDonald's and soda and, you know, whatever the processed food thing is. So that was one buffet. And then another buffet, God was presented with organic, ripe mangoes and fresh heirloom tomatoes and homemade sourdough bread. You get my gist. One of the buffets is full of really high vibe, authentic, delicious, made with love, real food. And the other one is food that isn't that. And so God and all of God's godness and all of God's awareness of who God is and what God deserves would choose the buffet with all of the fresh, living fruits and vegetables and homemade dishes. Because that's what God deserves. Because that's what God deserves. God knows what God deserves. It's not as if I were to eat the McDonald's and God were to eat the McDonald's and God would freak out like, oh, I'm gonna get cancer and die and all these bad things are gonna happen. It's not really like that. It's way more that I love and respect myself. I know who I am as God, and so I choose the best of the best of the best. And so I just think that that's how we want to look at it as human beings. We deserve the best of the best of the best all the time. And it's a sign of self-respect and self-love to give ourselves the best possible thing. And again, not just with food, but in relationships. If we're in relationships with people who criticize us or bring us down, or we're always pouring into and they're never pouring into us, then it's not that those are terrible people or terrible relationships. It's just that we deserve better, right? Like, we deserve relationships that are mutually beneficial. We deserve to be in relationships where people love us and respect us and think highly of us and they're rooting for us. That's what we deserve. We deserve to wear clothes that we feel good in. We deserve to all of the good things. So when it comes to food, it's not, I wish that I could have this old thing, but I can't because it's gonna make me sick, or I can't because it's gonna make me fat, or I can't because it's bad for me, or whatever the thing is. I've got mushroom all over me. It's not that at all. It's, I know who I am. I know what I deserve. And I deserve the best of the best of the best. So I'm gonna go home, or I'm gonna get up and go into my kitchen, or I'm gonna go to the grocery store, or whatever I'm gonna do, and I'm going to pick real, living, wholesome ingredients because my body deserves the best of the best. And I will feel a greater level of love and self-respect when I nourish myself with those foods, which will lead to me choosing relationships and work opportunities and all other areas of my life with a higher level of self-love and self-respect. So I hope that lands. I hope that's a valuable thought for you to think of. We're not bad or less than or making a mistake if we choose to eat chips. I just think that you deserve better. And I deserve better. So maybe we should replace that Coca-Cola with some homemade kombucha or some nice store-bought kombucha. Or maybe we can replace those Doritos with some homemade potato wedges. Maybe we can replace that tasty cake. Maybe everyone doesn't know what a tasty cake is. That processed cake ingredient, dish, whatever, packaged thing with homemade chocolate cake. Homemade chocolate cake made with really beautiful ingredients. I'm gonna finish up all these burgers. If you want the recipe, you can always join me in my community. I have over 500 recipes like this. They're truly so simple, super high vibe, the best that you deserve, make you feel awesome, make you raise your standards in all areas of your life. And yeah, I'm popping in the dehydrator. I guess let me know in the comments if this was a valuable video for you, and if you want more kitchen musings with me, or if not, that's okay. You can let me know that too. Okay, see you later, guys.